Hi everyone, so in this video I want to talk about the child tax credit advancement. I just want to go over the effects of it, what it is and what it's not, and just so you can make your own personal decision on either to accept the child tax credit advance or not to accept it. Okay, so then first of all, let me tell you what this is not. This is not another stimulus payment. It is not going to be free money, which once you do your tax return, it's not going to affect you. It will, will affect your tax return outcome. This is it's actually an advancement for the use of a child tax credit. And I'll go over it. I'll pull up a sample tax return here shortly where I'm going to show you just where to see that line and where to see that credit and how it affects the outcome of your tax return. Either it's going to be a refund or a liability on that. So you qualify for a child tax credit if you're married filing jointly and you make under $150,000. If you file head of household and you make $112,000 under that amount, then you qualify for the full amount. If you're single or married filing separately, then your income must be under $75,000 to qualify for it. The credit is ages 5 and under. You'll be getting 6 payments at $300, so that's $1,800 per child. If your child is between the age of 6 and 18, then the advancement will be 250 6 months payments, and that's $1,500 per child for the remaining of the year. Okay, so for one child, you'll be getting $1,500 per child till the end of the year. Okay, and the payments will start July 15th. So this should be showing up in your bank accounts or receiving a check. Well, if you receive a check, not sure how that's going to work if you receive a check or not. They may issue you a check, but if you did use direct deposit with us, then you'll be seeing that a payment in your bank account. Okay, so then let me just pull up here, see if I am not missing anything. Okay, so I hope I'm not missing anything here. Okay, so let me just so then they're starting this month the payments. Just remember, it is important to know that it is not another stimulus payment. This will affect your tax return. And then to opt out, it's going to depend. That's going to be a personal decision on you, for you and your family, depending on your finances. But you do have the option of opting out. They do have a website. I've heard some complaints on it that it's difficult to get in there and do the adjustment. Let me show you how that website looks like. So here we are at the Advanced Child Tax Credit Payments in 2021 page. I have the link. Here's the link here. But you could also just go to irs.gov and search for it under this name here, and it'll take you to it. But this is this is where you come and manage the payments. So you will click here, manage payments. They'll give you more information here on other stuff. For non-filers, you want to submit it here, your information. But if you go here and manage payments, it's going to ask you. You have to set up an account with them. Sometimes it's a pain, sometimes it's easy. It just depends on it. Just IRS is just weird. Sometimes we've seen clients, they set up their account quickly and some can't set it up quickly. But try it. If you need to opt out, this is only if you want to opt out. Okay, so you come here and it gives you more information, how it works, what you need. And then say you manage payments, you have the option either to use this company or to sign in. Oh, this is to sign in with IRS if you're already using an IRS username. Okay, so then you just follow the instructions here, and it just walks you through it, the process. You have to set up an account here. If you don't have an account with this id.me, so then you just click and you set up an account with them. This is only if you want to opt out of the payments. You don't have to worry about it if you don't want to opt out. Another thing here on the website is if you go to manage advanced payments, let me see where it's at. You'll see like frequently asked questions. Okay, so you go here and you'll get your questions answered there. There's another one here. Let me see if it here. So additional information. So you may want to go questions answered about the child tax credit, and other stuff here that you want to look at. So let's look at questions. Okay. So here are all the questions, all the major questions that people have, and you have all these here. In order to opt out, like for example, it's too late to opt out for the July payment. So you may, in order to opt out for the August payment, then you have to opt out 2 weeks before the 15th. Let me see. Calculating. So here it is. If you go to topic J, unenrolling from advanced payments. So here there's questions here that you that if you have, like for example, if you want to look for the deadlines, let me see, I've seen it. What is the deadline to unenroll? So here it is. It gives you the chart. So for July, it's too late now, but for August, you need to unenroll by the 2nd of August. Okay, so here you have the dates. And other questions that you may have, you may go here and get those questions answered. And that's basically it for it. I mean, it's just going to depend on your personal situation, either if you want to opt out or not. And let me show you a sample tax return here. This is a sample tax return. If you look at your tax return page 2, and if you don't have a copy of a tax return, you should have it in the portal, your client portal, and you could download it there. So you want to look at line 16 here. Line 16 is going to tell you your tax. Everybody pays a tax. Even see this particular person has a refund of $8,000. That doesn't mean they didn't pay no tax. They do pay a tax, but what happens up here is that since they have 3 children, they have a tax credit, and they're under 17. They have a tax credit of $6,000. So they have $6,000 credit, and what happens is that credit gets applied to the tax here. So it essentially gets paid off with the child tax credit, right? So then now on line 24. There's no tax because it was paid with the child tax credit, right? But they are getting the rest of the of their payments back, which is the W-2 payments, the other credits. And notice that here they only used up $3,982 of the $6,000 tax credit, and what they didn't use up here, they're getting it back down here on line 28. Okay, so that's how that works, and you need and see. Like this particular person, they have a big buffer of $8,000 that they're receiving back because they qualify. They qualify for the recovery rebate, but for 2021, this is going to be gone. So their buffer is lower. For next year, it's only going to be about this is a great example, but because recovery rebate is not going to be there next year in 2021, and they only have $2,000 in child tax credit. So if this client uses up the child tax credit throughout the year, then their refund is going to get way lower. So let's say they received all the for the child they received all the credit. So now they're going to be short those 5,000 plus the 2,000 because they're going to have to use it up here because their child tax rate is going to be lower. It's kind of everybody's different. It's just you just have to look at your situation and run the numbers because everything changes. Wages change, federal withholdings change. You know, it's going to be your call. If you're not unsure and if you're having trouble with opting out, I suggest just if you receive the money, put it in another bank account, put it in an account where you don't see it, you don't touch it. That way, at the end of the year, you have that money. If you end up short, you could use that money to pay any liability if you end up owing the IRS. But if you're confident that you will have and you're okay with receiving less money out on the end of the year, because this is what it's going to come down to. At the end of the year, your refund is going to be lower. You just have to be aware. You still have a refund, but like, for example, this person is not going to receive the full 8,000 next year. And a problem that we have sometimes is that the client does not. They're expecting a high refund, but then at the end of the year they realize, whoa, wait a minute, I was expecting that money to pay a bill, use it for vacation, use it for other things, but you just have to be aware that your refund may go lower because of that. There are many things that could change. For example, this person could increase his W-2 wage withholdings to 5,000, and then now he replaces this, this amount that he's going to lose in 2021. But that just depends on your personal finance and your situation. Everybody's different. So if you have any questions, just send them to. Let me see here. Let me move over here. Send them to questions at Garcia's Tax Service. The reason why I'm using this email is because we want to gather all the questions, batch the questions, and if we see like a related questions that everybody's asking, I could create another video like this, and I can answer that question like in a batch. Because if we start getting calls about this, it just takes away from our time because the tax law is changing constantly, and we got to keep up with the tax law. So it just takes up our time to go one by one. I will give an opportunity to be able to do a one-on-one with me, but it will have to be a paid consultation for that because of just there's just so much going on, and it does have to be a paid consultation to do that because for your unique situation. But I gave you several solutions to deal with this advanced child tax credit, so that way you could do it on your own, and make the right decision for your family. Again, you could go to irs.gov. There's a lot of information there too as well. So I hope this video was helpful, and if you have any questions, again, just send them there, and hope to see you soon.